All right, just about to go live everywhere, and we'll see what type of conversations that we have. All right, y'all go ahead and start tapping that screen. Go ahead and make sure that my YouTube is started up. All right, cool. Looks like the YouTube is started up. All right, y'all. Like I said, if you disagree with something I have on the board, go ahead and let me know. If you say something in the comments that you disagree, then I'm just gonna go ahead and invite you up because I don't like talking back and forth to comments. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of effort, waste of energy. Let's just talk to each other in real time, and that'll work out better for us. So y'all start tapping that screen. I appreciate everybody for being here. Appreciate you if you want to come on up. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, man?
I'm all right. Are you at least 18? And did you want to talk about what I have on the board?
I am at least 18 years old. Yeah, I could talk about it. Yeah.
All right, sure. What did you disagree? What do you want to talk about?
Disagree with both of them. Number one, it's pretty obvious at that point. Number two, yeah, let's start from the top. The leftist policies are better for society.
Yeah, sure. What
are you talking about? Are you talking about specifically Camilla's policy, if she had any policy?
Who's Camilla?
Camilla, who just ran for president, attempted to become president, but we obviously knew that ain't gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. There was no one named Camilla that tried to run for president. Who's that?
Yeah. No, Camilla Harris.
Camilla Harris? I never heard of a Camilla Harris.
Yeah.
I heard of a Kamala Harris. I never heard of a Camilla Harris.
Same thing. Camilla
it's
Harris,
not.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah. What do you mean? I mean, are we talking about the same person?
We're talking about the same person, but her
okay. So yeah, we got it.
Her name is not. Her name is not Camilla.
No. Hey man.
No. Her name is not Camilla. So if you would like me to express,
you can call.
Hey man, is your name Barry or is your name King?
Yeah, you can call me whatever you want, my man. I'm not going to be offended by it.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Especially you,
it's fine. It's fine.
You not believe in God?
It's fine. Oh, hold on.
You don't even believe in a God?
Hey, Barry, I'm going to need you to slow down for a second. All we was trying to do was trying to get who we're talking about. We're talking about Kamala Harris, right? So Kamala is actually not a leftist, and not only, but still, even though she's not a leftist, I think her policies would have been better than what we have right now. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about leftist policies. So the leftist policies that I'm talking about are things like universal health care, which she didn't actually promote. I'm talking about things like large investment into infrastructure and walkable cities, parental leave, minimum wage tied to inflation in your area, investment into nuclear power so we can get off fossil fuels and learn how to live better with our environment, things like that. I think those would be better for society.
Yeah, of course it would be better for society. You think if we went nuclear,
right. So
if you think hold on, if you think we're going to go nuclear energy, what do you think about the fossil fuel companies who own the big businesses who own the government is going to say about that?
Yeah, they're probably going to be pretty upset about that, but we should.
Yeah, they're going to be upset. Are they going to allow that to happen?
So, hey, hold on, Barry. Listen, I understand where you're coming from. Where it comes from, like allowing. Hey, Barry, chill out. I need you to slow down. I need you to slow down. All right, because we're gonna have a back and forth conversation. You asked me a question. Do I think they're going to allow that to happen? No, I don't. They're going to be very much against it. They're going to lobby against it. But that doesn't mean just because they do that, it doesn't negate my first premise. Doesn't make it my first premise that these will be better for society. And you actually agreed with that. So now I'm wondering where this agreement comes from. Are you thinking that it's not feasible? Because if you're saying that it's not feasible, then yeah, sure, we can have a conversation about that, about how it's not feasible. Go ahead and talk. You can go ahead. You can unmute yourself and go ahead.
Yeah, man. Why'd you mute me at number one?
Because I don't like people talking over me while I'm talking. All right, but go ahead. What you were saying?
Yeah, I wasn't talking over when you were talking. You were talking when I was talking, man. So let's get that point straight.
No, you were over talking. You were over talking.
I'm just trying to explain. When I was
trying to answer you, you just kept on interrupting while I'm answering you. That's why I put you on mute. All right, but now you can go ahead. Like if you heard everything I said, if you need me to reiterate everything I said, or you heard all of it.
No, well, let me go back to the first point. You're saying like, you see, man, I can't even freaking finish off a sentence without you have to come in and
I said,
something.
okay, cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, just let me freaking finish the sentence, man. Number one, you're telling me that Kamala Harris wasn't part of the left, wasn't part of the. You're telling me that that wasn't what she ran under?
No, she's left of Trump, but she's not a leftist.
Oh
But she
my
is
God!
left
So
of
you
Trump.
said it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Kamala is left of Trump, but she's not a leftist. That's what I mean. Like Kamala's more right than I am.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because she's a capitalist. She wants to keep the capitalist paradigm in place, and I don't. I think we need to move away from the capitalist paradigm.
You're saying
So
that
she's
we got to
still
move
right
away
of me.
from the capitalists, and
Sorry?
who you think we have to remove? We have to remove ourselves from capitalism. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, I think we need to move forward from capitalism because it's already shown that it's failing at the moment, right? Right now we live in a rent-based economy. Everything is basically going to be on a subscription. There are people putting burrito payments on subscription. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're in a rent-based economy. That's not good for society.
Hey, that's what I've been trying to tell you, my dude. The
Mhm.
World Economic Forum, to the Trilateral Commission. Are you familiar with any of those groups and movements and ideologies?
What about them?
What about them? Exactly what you're telling me right now. The capitalist society, the big businesses of the world, owning everything and owning you, my dude.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's what I want to move away from. So you agree with me with number one, that leftist policies will be better, right? Because it'll move away from that.
Here's the thing, man.
We need to hit all of these big corporations you're talking about with antitrust. We need to break them all up. We're in late stage capitalism, man. We need to break this all up. So you agree with me?
No, here's the thing, man. You're thinking going to the left, the leftists, they're going to magically make everything so much better for you. You're saying that to me? You don't think that they are also lobbied by these big businesses and these big corporations?
I don't disagree with you that politicians are lobbied. I don't disagree with you on that point, right? Like, for example, like Obama ran under a lot of the things that I'm talking about too. He ran on exactly like parental leave and minimum wage and all that. He ran on exactly those things, and he got lobbied in order to gut the ACA. You know what I'm saying? The ACA was supposed to have a public option, a universal public option, but it didn't have it because the insurance companies took it out. So I agree with you, right? I definitely agree with you, but that still doesn't negate the point. Leftist policies are better for society. You agree with me? We need to move away and from these corporations that run everything. You agree with that? That's what leftism is about.
That's what leftism is about. Okay, so who is a left person who is running for candidacy in order to change everything that we know about life as we know it? Who's this person that you're speaking of? The Holy Grail person. Call him Jesus. Call him Camilla. Who is this person?
Almost none of them. I can't think of any right now off the bat.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. Everything that you see out there.
So we need to make them run, right?
They talk the talk. They don't walk the walk.
Got you. I understand. So we need to make them run. The closest I would say is probably Bernie Sanders. That's the closest. You know what I mean? But I have issues with the Zionism. I'll tell you that. I have issues with the Zionism, but he's the closest. You know what I'm saying? But like what I'm saying though, King, is that you agree with me with my first premise. I'm not sure what we're arguing about here. But let's move on to the second one, because you already agree with the first one. The second one is that, why should I believe in a God? Why do you think that I should believe in a God?
Well, number one, my man, look at you, look at life, look at everything, man. Everything is so freaking perfect. Everything is so freaking alive. You're alive. You got something. You're not just flesh and bones, my man. You're energy. You're part of our smallest looking scale. Our little atom is part of this whole thing. Everything is a part of it, and we're a part of this. And
yeah. So
you don't. And here's the thing: if you don't think that we're a part of something bigger, I'm not saying a regular Abrahamic God out there, a guy that created all of this, who's going to judge you at the end of your lifetime. You're going to go to hell. You're going to go to heaven. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something greater that you are a part of, and that's why you get to freaking live this whole life of 80 freaking years of time, which is a split of a second in the grand scheme of things. To really figure it out, if you don't see anything deeper than that, if you don't have a connection, I feel bad for you, man.
Okay, doesn't tell me why I should believe in a God, bro.
I mean, here's the thing, man. I don't believe in evolution. Where's the missing link between us Homo sapiens and what happened? Where's the missing link?
You're talking about like Australopithecus? Oof, damn, I butchered that one. But yeah, we found the missing links.
Oh yeah, you found the missing link between the Homo sapiens and the Homo erectus, who were living at the same exact time. You found the missing link. You found it because it ain't out there.
No, I didn't. I'm talking about me. I didn't find. I'm talking about paleontologists, geneticists. They're the ones who study all this.
Yeah. You don't think that history? You think that history is always freaking out there to actually tell you the truth, or you think, hey, did you ever see about the ancient Sumerians and the tablets? What's going on with Atlantis before everything that actually happened? Where they're shutting off the history, us people, if you don't actually look into it.
What are you talking about, bro?
That, man? Look at this, man. Look at this. Look what I got. This is before. This is the stuff that the writings of that, the Sumerian tablets, brother, man. You ever heard about that? You ever heard about that?
All right, guys. I think we're gonna go ahead and move on. I do appreciate everybody being here. You guys are amazing and wonderful. We're gonna go ahead and move on because I don't know what that was about. All right, guys. So you can go ahead and call in 786-530-5941. The call-in line is now open. You can go ahead and call in if you disagree with what I have on the board. I do appreciate everybody for being here. I am live everywhere on Twitch. I am on Instagram. I am on YouTube, and I am on TikTok. And I appreciate you all for being here, okay? Y'all, wonderful. I appreciate y'all. So go ahead and keep tapping that screen, y'all. Y'all, tap that screen, please. Tap that screen. We haven't gotten to 1,000 likes yet, y'all. Tap that screen. Make sure that we get up there. We can go ahead and put this out in the algorithm. Keep tapping that screen, please.
Call from.
All right, 972. How's it going? Can I get your name and age, please?
I'm Christian. I'm 20.
Chris, and you're 20. What did you disagree with something I had on the board?
No, I was just talking about like open border policies, and I don't think they're good for the economy.
You said open border policies?
I mean, you say you're talking about left-leaning policies that are better for society, so that's one of them, no?
No.
Okay.
Open borders don't exist. The only place that has open borders is Europe. That has open borders, meaning you can walk from.
Well, we had open borders for 4 years.
Hold on, Chris. Slow down. We did not have an open borders for 4 years, and the reason why we didn't.
We had an agreement.
Hey, hold on, bro. You gotta chill out. You gotta chill out. You gotta relax. I'm trying to have a conversation with you, bro. We can't have it if you just interrupt all the time. You gotta relax.
Okay, but can I just say my point first?
But you can't state it first because I was already in the middle of talking and you want to go ahead and overtalk me. We're not doing that. So listen to what I'm saying to you, okay? The only place that has open borders is Europe because you can walk from France to Italy without meeting a border agent. That doesn't happen over there. Here in the United States and North America, between Mexico and Canada, you have to stop at a border checkpoint. Otherwise, they'll say that you cross illegally, right? That was the case for 4 years. We still called those illegal border crossings. You didn't just cross over. We didn't abolish border patrol during that time. There was still a wall in between the United States and Mexico at that time. The line in the forest between the United States and Canada, it still exists at that time. If you want to go over to Canada, when under Biden's presidency, if you want to go over there, you still have to show your passport. You still have to show a reason for you to get into Canada. Otherwise, you cross over illegally. That was still the case during that time under Biden. So if you say that we had an open border for 4 years, you're just wrong. You're just wrong.
Yeah, and Nick, can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Something now?
Can I ask Volcy? Can I ask a question?
Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me see. Chris, your name is Chris. Hold on, Chris. You can't hear the person who's on my TikTok and they have a question. Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, should I call the number?
Not because I'm on Google Voice, so you're not gonna be able to talk to each other anyway. Yeah, I mean, so it's
damn. I get down.
Yeah, I know how you get down.
But I'm just saying, like, does he have an issue with open borders in Europe?
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna ask him that. Hey, yeah, Chris, do you have an issue with open borders in Europe?
I do, but my main point is in the United States.
He
does. But
so
how come?
I just want to say
no. I don't give a shit. We already heard.
Hold on, Jay. Hold on, Jay, because he can't hear you. Hold on, Chris. Everybody, pause me real quick. Hold on, Jay, because he can't hear you. Let me go ahead and get his point. All right. So, Chris, did you hear everything that I said? Do I need to reiterate?
No, but I just want to tell you.
He didn't hear anything you said.
Can I just say that?
Say that again, Chris.
Based on what? Can I speak? Can I say my point? Can I clarify it?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so before Biden, we had an agreement with Mexico in which anyone who would cross the border, they would have to stay in Mexico to see, to check if they're a refugee, illegal, and then we would know what to do with them. But then he removed that agreement with Mexico, and so then, for those 4 years, if you were captured by a federal agent, not a state agent, if you were captured by a federal agent, you would be allowed to stay in the United States to check to see about your refugee status, because everyone claimed they were refugees. And so you were allowed to stay in the U.S. and they would give you a court date. It would be maybe 8 months, a year, 2 years. And during that period of time, many people didn't go to the court dates. They just went to New York, California, they went to Minnesota, they didn't really follow up with the dates. And
what the fuck are you talking about? Like he has, like he has firsthand
4
knowledge.
years that between 10 to 30 million, people came here illegally, and we know why. God. Because there was an incentive.
So Chris, you made a lot of claims, so we got to go ahead and go through them one by one. Yes, Biden did end the Remain in Mexico policy, but he did that because the border where they were staying was a dangerous place. So it's better that they're in a safe place than in a dangerous place, right? So that's the first thing. But the second thing that I would say when it came to that, right, these were for asylum seekers. It is completely legal for an asylum seeker to show up at your border and said, I'm seeking asylum and I want to stay in, and you allow them to come in and stay at a certain place. That is completely legal. All right. So that's not open borders at that point. You are right. Hold on.
You already said something. Chris, shut the fuck up. We're so sick of you morons.
Chris, you are correct that, oh man, I lost my place. So yeah, they were so they ended the whole stay in Mexico thing, but that doesn't make it an open border. Open borders are what happened in Europe, is what I'm talking about. It doesn't happen here. And not only that, when you said everything about the court cases, they weren't going to court. That's found nowhere. There's no evidence of what you're saying.
Volcy, can I please? Oh my God, I cannot call. He cannot hear me if I call the number. I could.
Like the definition of a refugee is to go to the closest country that's safe.
We don't give a fuck, man. You're
a refugee, but to understand if they're a refugee, you should say, well, why does someone, I don't know, from Chile, goes to the United States? That's my first point. Like anyone can claim they're a refugee, but the actual definition is to go to the safest place. Like if someone from, I don't know, Syria goes to Sweden, that there's an issue with that.
Not really.
Why did you choose Sweden?
Because you can choose to go anywhere, man. That's under international rules, and an asylum seeker can seek to go anywhere that they want.
I just find it funny coming from a person.
Anyone can claim they're a refugee.
Right. So, Chris, you realize there's a difference between a refugee and asylum seeker. Those are two different things. That's number one. But number two, refugee has like specific like rules and standards. So no, not anyone can claim to be a refugee. That's wrong.
Volcy, please, can you tell him?
Hold on, Chris. Go ahead.
Does he not have a TikTok page or something?
Let me see. Chris, do you have a TikTok?
No.
You don't have a TikTok.
I don't. I find it funny that
Hold on, Chris. Go ahead, Jay.
Because Voss, I'm so irritated because I can't get to him the way that I need to talk to him. I just, and I know it's irritating you, but I can't call the number and talk to this idiot because he's sitting here saying all this with a whole fucking accent.
He is. Do me a favor, Jay. Go ahead and call in. Let me see if I can put y'all on the same call. Let me see if that works. Go ahead and try to call.
All right. I'll call. Okay.
Cool. What's going on, Kayla?
I would, but my phone's broken.
Gotcha. All right. So yeah, Chris. So what I'm saying is that there are certain rules to be a refugee, and there are certain rules to be an asylum seeker, right? So when you're saying that anybody could claim to be a refugee, that's just wrong. When you claim that we had an open border, that's just wrong. When it came to the entire Mexico thing and 10 million people came over here, that's just wrong. None of this is correct. So I'm wondering what I'm not saying is that they clearly state it's an open border policy. I'm saying that the policies that they implement, lead to an abundance of people coming here illegally. Nothing's done about that. That's what I'm saying. But that's like wrong. Saying, that's what I'm saying. That's wrong.
No. It's look at my analogy. My analogy is like this. Someone says, slavery is illegal, but then you force people to work because you give them a low salary.
Call from
That's Jay.
Jay, that's you?
Yeah.
Ah, crap.
Jay,
Looks like
just Jay, KK, say hey.
You can't hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Hey, okay, KK said head. Hey, it looks like we can't do three-way. I thought we could. Looks like we can't.
Oh, what happened? What happened to the thing that you did? He had.
Yeah,
he
we
hung
did
up.
it before.
We did it before because that was Call-In Studio, but y'all, Call-In Studio was costing a lot. I was spending like close to $500 a month on it, so it's like I had to.
Oh no, that's too
until
much.
Until like this takes off, y'all, and this is my full-time thing. I'm gonna have to use Google Voice for a while. All right, but
okay,
it's gonna be to a point. Yeah, it's gonna be to a point where I can. Yeah, my bad, Jay. Go ahead.
I was going to say, why just use when you get to find another solution because it's difficult to have conversations with people and you have to relay the messaging and it's irritating for you. I could tell because some things need to be said and I want to be able to say it the way that I need to say it. And it's, and because, the way he's forcing a lot of this, stupidity, like it's all this white supremacy ideal, on the panel and it's not making any logical sense. Here he is with a whole fucking accent,
white supremacy
and probably don't even live in the United States in the first place, making claims that does not even that's not based in reality.
Wait, Volcy,
like,
did you
they
ask
don't
him
read
if he was
anything.
even an American
they don't
citizen?
study or research anything. They're just going off their feelings because they understand that white supremacy is coming to an end. They understand that their whole ideal of whiteness is bullshit, and we need to start calling them out for this shit. I'm just so done with it.
Definitely.
Tell Jay to come back over.
I mean, I don't know if I'm TikTok right now, am I?
Yeah. You I think I still hear you on TikTok. Kay said to go ahead and come back over.
Yeah. Do you want me to just come back over TikTok?
Yeah. You could go ahead and come back over because I'm trying to figure this out.
All right. Anyway. Is he still there?
No. He hung up when I was trying to
merge
the calls.
He hung up. Time ago.
Yeah. Well, he should hang up because that's I'm so done with these morons. They're literally idiots.
Yeah.
All right.
Not a problem. I appreciate you, bro.
He's a damn fool, child. A damn fool.
Damn fool. And it's sad that we get people like that all the time.
I'm like, it's a damn shame. But you know what? I expect nothing less. I'm like, actually, the next because there's a lot of people. I'm like, that's why I asked you. Did you ask him if he was even an American citizen? Because why the fuck do people who are not even from America, who are not even American citizens, having any fucking conversation about border policies in America? Like, you're dumb.
It's crazy.
Like, sir, you don't even go here.
You don't even go here.
For real. He's in there with a whole fucking accent. Like,
are you even American? Like, are you even American, sir? Like, dead ass.
Oh, bad. All right. Let me see. Let me expand this.
Now, I'm like, if I have contradiction, if I have opinions on it, bitch, I can say all that because I'm an American citizen, bitch. All of us can have conversations around this because we're all American citizens, bitch. I can't stay. Child.
All right, cool. So, I said I was gonna do a panel this time, so we definitely got the panel up now. So let's see if let me turn off the call-in lines for a bit. Try to get a panel started. All right, y'all. So right now we're gonna go ahead and get the panel started. And matter of fact, no, I'll still go ahead and get the call-in line. At least I can talk to them. All right, y'all. So we got a panel going on now. Go ahead and tap that screen. We'll see if we get anybody to come up. Usually when there's a panel, people are more willing to come up, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And you got me, your moderator here. How you been, Jay? Though I haven't seen you.
Oh, I've been okay. What about yourself?
Child, I just got done doing my makeup for when I go out later. Just a little light.
I'm about to go out later. I have some work to do. So you doing? I see. So you doing contacts today?
Oh yeah. I got because I've been wearing glasses almost the whole week. So I said I'm going to put the contacts on. I've been dizzy as hell for the past couple of days.
Oh man,
it's all good.
I need to get some contacts.
Get them. I'm wearing my glasses right now too.
I I'm supposed to wear glasses, but I hate wearing glasses. So.
Yeah, I get tired of them sometimes, especially if you lose them and stuff like that. But all right, y'all. So y'all go ahead and tap the screen, y'all. Tap that screen. Let's see if we can go ahead and get anybody to come in. If we can't, we're probably like in the next 20-30 minutes, I'll just go ahead and go back to taking calls. But the call line is open. You guys can go ahead and request to come on up.
My other account got flagged yesterday because my cleavage was showing on fucking camera. It wasn't even a full on, welcome to misogynistic TikTok.
Yeah, you know how that go. Hold on, y'all. I'm just responding to Jonesy real quick. Jonesy, hit me up on Discord. Because maybe I have an old number of yours. But I still have the number that's on my phone that I have of yours. Go ahead and hit me up on Discord. Maybe we have different phone numbers. But all right, y'all. So right now we're just waiting, seeing if anybody's gonna go ahead and come in and see if they'll like to talk, because I got the panel up.
Because I just have a thing anyone that come up here talking about American politics regarding what we're talking about with no American pass. If you can't get an American passport, don't talk to me, bitch.
Oh, bad, crazy. All right, we got T King coming.
No green card, no social security card, no opinion.
No green card, no security card, no opinion. King, I'm not sure what's going on with King. King, I think you in the Matrix. I don't hear you at all. Anybody hear King?
I do not hear King at all.
Yeah, me neither. There it is. It's because he has low bars. That's why. Hey, King, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, yeah, all right.
I'm calling from work right now.
Okay, that's why.
I think they got jamming devices on me.
You know how that goes. All right, King. Are you at least 18, and did you disagree with something on the board?
Yeah, I'm old. Yeah, I don't disagree. I wanted to address what that other caller was talking about, though.
Oh, okay.
Talking about the border crisis. One of the reasons why they think it's a border crisis is because of Fox News Entertainment telling them it's a border crisis, man. It always gets back to that FWS.
Mind you, Fox News is not even a credible
people
source.
In this country
it's been
caused
proven.
a crisis in the first. Well, no, that's why I said entertainment. Fox News Entertainment. They like WE. So it's not.
Oh, they're Fox News and Entertainment. I get you. Well, you kind of in the Matrix, T.
Jonesy said she didn't get your text message for the bash cookout.
Okay, yeah, she didn't get it. She did say she didn't get my text message, so I'm gonna have to hit her up on Discord for maybe she'll get me then. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, we're here, King. I think your connection is just bad, bro.
Yeah, it's really bad.
No problem. All right. I just wanted to say they caused a crisis in Central and South America when they were.
Gotcha. Give me one second.
I'm gonna get off.
I got you, King. Appreciate you.
All right, thanks.
Federal says define leftist policies.
All right, we actually have a call. So, hey, +49, how's it going? Are you at least 18?
Yes.
All right. Cool.
Yes, way above.
All right, cool. Did you?
Is that him again?
Ask that nigga if he an American
I'm
citizen.
calling from Europe.
You're calling from Europe. Cool.
I want to say
valid
one
opinion.
quick thing that probably, hopefully, changes all of our perspectives
No one gives a shit. You're in Europe.
No one gives a fuck.
All the
You're not even
projections
American.
that happened
Hold on, guys.
in regard to Marxism.
All right. So hold on. So you wanted to talk about leftist policies. That's what you want to talk about?
Yes and no. There is some. I don't know the name of it.
Ask him
It
if
would
he
be
under
a
influence.
mismatch.
It sort of
Like
sounds like it.
having been a leftist and being called a leftist, that's one thing. And then the word Marxism implies heavily.
Hold on. First, hold on. First, I need your name, and secondly, I need for you to get kind of to what your point is. What's your name again?
Band. My name is Band.
Band. Okay, Band. So you disagree that about leftist policies?
Because you're not affected by the American government in the same way. Why the hell are you
so
having an opinion on abortion? If
I have a problem
on politics, on American politics, if you're not American.
Of Marxism.
Hold on, everybody, hold on. Sorry. Okay, that's on at the same time. So Ben, say that again, please.
There's a problem in the ideological
politics in other countries are the same as in America.
The left being Marxist, and I want to explain.
We're talking about leftism as it pertains to the United States government.
Because I want to shape a new.
I can't hear it at the same time. All right, so Ben, kind of need you to get to the point. What is do you have a problem with leftist issues or policies or not? That's what I'm trying to ask you.
I don't have such a problem, but it's a weak point, and I have to state the following. Marxism implies a party takeover. This is what Marx has done actually, when in fact, back in Germany, there was an established league of anarchists, socialists, and so on, which he managed to overtake. Today, someone says Marxism implies
band. Hold on. So what? Yeah, Marx took over parties. We should take over parties, because if those parties are not doing what they promised to do, we need to take them over, take them out, and do what they promised to do. Like, I'm not sure what you're getting at here.
I'm getting at the thing that, let's say you have established people, like they know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And then
we got somebody.
Let's go ahead.
We don't give a fuck what he's saying.
Because I have no idea what he's getting at. I don't know what he's getting at. All right, guys. So Frederick, how's it going, Frederick? You said you wanted me to define what leftist policies are. As far as when it comes to the American apparatus, I'm talking about things such as universal health care, investment into infrastructure and nuclear power, so we can deal with the climate crisis, of course, reparations, things of that matter. We can go into more detail, but do you think those are good for society or bad for society, Frederick?
Well, I'm actually for all of those. I wanted a clarification because I think that he is a foreigner, and when you're dealing with other countries, particularly outside the Anglosphere, there are left-wing movements, or you could say leftist movements, especially since he was talking about Marxists, that are quite different.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, Fred. That if you're not American, in this conversation, your opinions are irrelevant. For example, we just had a guy come up here who there's a good chance he's not even American, talking about a border crisis. Like, sir, what do you know about the American border?
Sure, in that sense, though, I think that his critique of Marxist party organization is, I think, legitimate. I think it's, especially if you're from another country, I think you can look at how Marxist parties, not leftist parties broadly, but specifically Marxist parties, have dealt with their conception of the dictatorship of the proletariat as contrary to liberalism and liberal democratic values. If your main experience with leftism is the Stasi in East Germany, right? You're going to
but that's a different context, though. That's what we're trying to say.
Sure, and that's why I wanted to be clear. Like, when you're describing leftism and you're referring to Bernie Sanders, I have no real issues with that. If you're advocating for an East German system, I do have issues.
Listen, I have an issue. I personally have an issue with white people, such as white men, holding this ideal of whiteness and white supremacy. That is the real issue. It has anything to do with left, right, up and bottom, top, bottom, whatever the hell case may be. Because at the end of the day, you guys don't give a shit about any of that. You guys use those types of things in order to appeal to the society or to the whole group of people, so that you have some fucking moral high ground, which you don't have any morals. You're holding on to whiteness. So if it's coming from left, right, top, bottom, whatever the case may be, you're still going to hold on to white supremacy. And also, you're only the ones that bringing up Marxists and Engels and all these types of things when it comes to communism. But when we're having actual conversations about what other groups were doing, what we really need to be talking about and leftist policies, you're still going to find out ways to sabotage it, so it could be that white people are at the top and everyone else is at the bottom. So that's why I think that we should remove ourselves from white society in the first place. And I don't give a fuck about what white people think about left policies, right policies, up, down policies, because at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. What I do give a fuck about is the liberation of my people and what we should do, what's best for us. And I think that white people like yourself, Frederick, should do the same thing.
I'm not
Excuse me. I don't give a shit. But you also talking about you disagree. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, I'm telling you what my stance is. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're Asian, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, Frederick, and listen to me very carefully, I don't care. You're not black. You're not black. Cut the bullshit. You're not black. See, this is the reason why that we need to separate.
Why do you say
from
that?
Motherfuckers. I know you're not. So the reason why we need to separate from you motherfuckers because you lie all the time and you're very much manipulative. Those are not humanistic traits. Those are very much demonic, dark entities.
Demonic?
I don't give a fuck. You better listen to what I'm saying to you. I don't care to argue with you or have a conversation with you about anything about what you believe or whatever the case might be. I know what I need to be doing to liberate my people, and all you're going to do is constantly gaslight me. And I don't trust you anyway. So KK, don't listen to this man at all, because he's coming up here as though that he's some good, but deep down inside, I can tell you right now, he's very much hateful. He's very much going to say something that is very much provocative and disrespectful and demeaning. I'm just waiting for the time to come. So get on with it, Frederick. Let's go it.
I'm like,
I mean, I wouldn't actually say I disagree with the idea that
I had issues with my
white
audio, so
I
heard barely any of it because I had issues with my audio. But yeah, I just heard Jay going in the last few moments. But Frederick, what were you saying about white supremacy and everything?
Yeah, I would say I actually agree with the idea that it's perfectly possible for left-wing movements to maintain racial hierarchies. They've done it before.
Yeah, definitely.
They still doing it.
I don't. Yeah. So I don't. And if one was to take a more pan, a sort of a more pan African or pan Black, I have my own personal feelings about Pan-Africanism, I guess, but
no one gives a fuck what you have your personal feelings, because you're not even black in the first place. You're a white man.
I am.
You're not black.
White.
Cut it out. You're not black, so you can cut the bullshit.
I'm like, Frederick. If you could just turn on your camera and we could see.
Yeah, I could, but then that'd be giving it to him. I mean, I could if the host demands it. I suppose I will.
Go ahead.
If the host demands it, I will.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will do it if the host demands it.
Yes, cut on your camera.
Yeah, cut it on. And if I'm wrong, I can go ahead and apologize. Go ahead and cut it on.
Yes, turn on your camera, please.
Oh, where?
There he is. Yeah.
Oh, biracial black? Your mama white?
Nope.
Your daddy white?
Are they both mixed?
Yep.
Oh, your dad's white. Okay, his dad is white.
Makes sense now. Why you have that mindset? Go ahead.
What do you mean makes sense? What do you mean makes sense?
Typically, it's the white mom, though. Not even.
It is the white mom. It is. But you know what's also very interesting? He's all going to advocate for his white father up here, not knowing that his white father upholds white supremacy and whiteness ideas and ideas.
What are you talking about?
When I'm telling you what I'm talking about, Frederick, maybe you should start reading.
You seem,
yes.
Well,
maybe if you
unnecessarily
ask me a question. Oh, Frederick, was that just a rhetorical when you asked me what I was talking about? Was that rhetorical? Because I was going to answer it for you.
This is getting oddly personal, Jason. I don't know anything about you.
I
was just talking about
talk about you, but I do understand that I know that for a fact that you uphold white supremacy. I know that.
All right, let's pause for a second and let's be fair to Frederick. Frederick, so you did say that you agree that leftist movements can still uphold white supremacy, just like what Jake said.
Yeah, I don't think leftism is a silver bullet. In the same way, and in some ways, this deals with my critiques of leftism generally.
Okay. Yeah, because like
we all got critiques of leftism.
Because the black Marxists back in the day, they also said the same thing, that Marx failed to take race into consideration. Yeah, so yeah,
right, and I agree with that. Now,
I mean, black people have always critiqued leftism.
Always, even
and liberalism.
And liberalism,
that's
exactly.
always been a thing.
Even I think even MLK did. So Frederick, you agree with me that as far as the American apparatus, the type of society that we live in now, if we move further to the left, that will be better for society. Would you agree with that?
I would say that what I wanted to clarify was what you meant by leftist. I wanted to basically understand what you consider to be leftist policies. Like, are you advocating for? Because I'll say this pretty openly. I am a liberal in terms of my political preferences. I like liberal democracy. I want to preserve it. I don't believe in the way that Marxist parties have traditionally governed in regards to political authority. I'm even against democratic centralism. I think that is pretty illiberal. And I also don't think that a socialist movement necessarily in America would necessarily lead to better status for us.
Right. That's why I said that needs to be that's why I always advocate for reparations, because that would lead to better outcomes.
Right, which I also agree with.
Okay.
Now,
would you agree with capitalism is very much harmful to society? Capitalism.
I'm more sympathetic to capitalism. I'm probably
I'm
closer to a Garveyist. I'm closer to a Garveyist than I am to a Marxist.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So now what now Garvey's form of capitalism is, in my opinion, when I read Garvey, right, I'm like, he's actually describing market socialism, because he says even though we should work for profit, that profit should be then used to spread amongst ourselves, to uplift ourselves, for racial uplift. The profit should be used to like invest into other things. Like if a black person starts like a chemical company and that chemical company makes $500 million, he should use 400 million in order to invest in the community, into the schools, into the hospitals of that community.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's market socialism.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now, I'm not. I mean, I guess it depends what you mean by market socialism. I guess there's like very specific things, because there's a degree to which that has to do more with, I guess you could say, like private, these sort of little platoons is sometimes what is referred to, this sort of non-state but still very much socialized institutions that are meant to uplift the community. And I want to be clear, I don't consider myself a Garveyist. I'm probably closer to that than I am to a true Marxist. I don't consider myself a Garveyist.
So you're more
closer to that.
You're more Garvey than you're more of a Garveyist than a Maoist, or you're more on the line of agreeing more with Garvey than with Du Bois. I mean.
In certain respects. I do think that, in certain respects, I want to be very clear. I don't like tying myself to one particular man, obviously. And the way that I think some people are, I think the way some people treat Du Bois too, I think can be a bit too cultish, especially with his criticisms of Garvey, and assume that you have to pick one or the other and you can't find value in both.
Gotcha. Can you give me 1 second, Frederick? Because I have someone that's been on hold for 10 minutes. Give me 1 sec. All right, 951. I do apologize for keeping you on hold for all that time.
Volcy?
I'm frozen.
Is he frozen for y'all? Right. Are you frozen for y'all? Or is it just me?
951. Can you hear me? I don't think he disappeared. Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and continue the conversation here. But yeah, so Frederick, when it comes to all right, so oh, excuse me. So when it comes to like the black political sphere, you're when it comes to our economics, you more agree with how Garvey said we should do economics. Even though we should engage in capitalism and work for profit, we should use that profit in order to spread amongst ourselves within a society. I've always said that sounds like market socialism to me. But you said that it depends.
Yeah, I would say that it's not market socialism, depending on how the actual firms are organized. The reason I say it's not market socialism is because, we've had market socialist experiments in, Yugoslavia, and Jay might not like me comparing our experience.
Give me 1 second, all right, Frederick. Give me 1 second. Hey, Michael, give me 1 moment. I'm gonna be right back with you. Okay.
All right, no problem.
All right, you're gonna hear hold music. 1 second. All right. Yeah. Go ahead, Frederick. Finish off so I can go ahead and get to the caller. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then I can. But I would say that I don't know if I'd consider that market socialism, if only because I think what market socialists often advocate for is a complete social revolution around that. Where I would say I think that ideally, because there is a way in which I'm far more conservative in terms of the way I wouldn't mind the idea of these black centric, essentially black centric capitalists acting as basically community fathers and uplifting the community and protecting the community, almost like a fortress. There's almost like a fortress capitalism where you build up the community, not necessarily in a way that is internally, I don't want to say internally egalitarian, but one that sees the community's interests at the forefront more so than revolutionary.
So like benevolent patriarchs.
I don't like the term.
I only say that because you said fathers. I said fathers, so my bad. But go ahead.
Yeah, and there is a degree in which I do kind of say yes. I think that would be beneficial for us to have, just because I think there's a way in which that can be used to build up capital and build up power within the community and build up prosperity within the community.
Gotcha. Now, I understand that point, right? But I'm gonna let Jay go because I'm pretty sure he wants to respond to that. But when it comes to that, I do understand what you mean, because market socialism is more about the firms are cooperative.
What he means too.
Yeah, the firms are more cooperative. But under Garvey, like, he didn't really believe in cooperatives like that. He thought that socialism was just another way to oppress black people. So yeah, I do get what you mean by racial uplift. But can black capitalism save us? And a lot of analysis hasn't shown that it can, because we obviously have black billionaires, that could change things, that could use their wealth and connections to do racial uplift, and they haven't. You see what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where we have to question whether or not black capitalism can save us or not. You see what I mean, Frederick? But I think Jay and Kay wants to respond. Jay, did you have anything?
I didn't have too much to say. I was just listening to what he was saying while I fold my clothes. But I definitely agree with regard to capitalism. Is not going to save us in form of fashion. Democracy is also not something that specifically in this nation. This is not a democracy; it's an illusion. And so we need to understand what democracy is, and then enact on it outside of the set system that we're currently in. We can't continue to spin wheels and participate in these ideals in set systems of oppression. Capitalism is very much oppressive. In order for capitalism to function, it must create a class of people to keep at the bottom of it, and it generates poverty, it generates illiteracy rates, it generates a lot of different things in order for people to navigate society the way it is. Because you got a lot of little noise there. Capitalism is somewhat brand new compared to communism, because capitalism is about 4 or 5 centuries old. And we're talking about communal societies. We're talking about socialist policies, which I think that socialist policies are great when it comes to universal health care, when it comes to certain things that we should be investing our time and money into, that it helps the overall collective. But that's where I'm at with it. I'm going to continue listening. And I know that someone that's on the call, I find it very funny when the calls come in, they're usually white men that have some shit to say. We can't even see them. So I'm curious to hear what they're going to say.
The N-word a bunch of times. That happens.
And I do would apologize to you, Frederick, for consider that you're a white man. You obviously are a black biracial guy, but I understand that we deal with many black biracials that come on panels or they come into our spaces, and they basically come to dismantle or disrupt what's really going on in society to uphold white supremacy and whiteness for one of their parents, and that's the truth. And I'll land.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say, when I say, and also I could speak of my own criticisms of Pan-Africanism, but that's a different thing, mostly because I think I see myself as a member of a unique people that exists nowhere else in the world. And there's a degree in which I'm quite romantic about it. The art that we produce, the literature we've produced. That is.
Are you talking about Black American identity and ethnicity?
Yes, I do not. Yes.
Okay, I agree.
And that is not to say, and I also want to be very clear. This does not mean I have anything against Jamaicans. I have nothing against Haitians. I have nothing against.
No, that doesn't mean that. It just means that
you have a unique
you're
culture.
proud of your ethnicity,
right?
And culture, which I also share. So, that we have formed on American soil for the past 400 plus years.
Hold on, I want to say, I want to hear what he had. I want to hear what he had to say. 1 second, go ahead.
My criticisms of like Pan-Africanism are in some ways cultural, where I think that there are at times attempts to import things that are not necessarily using the term indigenous would be odd, but that are foreign to our experience, right?
I get that.
And I think that there can.
And I've had similar criticisms of Pan-Africanism. One of my criticisms has been erasing unique ethnic identities, specifically Black American, as well as Black ethnicity throughout the diaspora to create one Black unity. I'm all for Black unity globally, but I'm not against erasure of different ethnicities. That's not what I'm for.
Yeah, I've had the same type of criticism. Like, unity does not mean to be uniformity. You don't have to be all the same. We could all respect each other's differences, even if we see major similarities between us. Like, one thing that I've always said when it comes to Black Americans and Black people from the Caribbean, it's like I compare it to like the Latin languages, Spanish, French, Portuguese, and Italian. You know that Italian is not Spanish and Spanish is not French and French is not Portuguese. Even though you see major similarities amongst them, they're not the same. You know what I mean? So that's the way that I see, like, at least us over here on the western part of the world. We have major similarities, but we're not the same. I'm sorry, go ahead, Ken.
Now, I would say that.
Right, exactly.
For example, being a Black American. Oh. Sorry, Frederick.
No, continue, because I was gonna move on to an economic position where I would say that I'm for universal healthcare, but I don't think it requires abolishing capitalism. That was basically what I was gonna say. But
no, you're right. It doesn't, because we see capitalist countries that have it. But go ahead, Kay. I'm sorry.
Well, being a Black American, I've always had criticisms, specifically what I've seen on this app, where I often have seen where they have tried to basically erase any ethnic distinctions, right? And not accepting that there are cultural and historical differences. Even though ours would be similar because we're all descendants of slaves, even those contexts are how slavery happened in Jamaica versus Haiti versus Trinidad versus America. Those are different contexts. In fact, a lot of slavery, from what I've read in the Caribbean, was a lot harsher and a lot more inhumane even than what was happening in the States. So even with that, there are differences that happen. There are cultural differences. We eat different foods. We have our own different languages. We all have our own traditional garments. Like, and I don't think, and I think that those cultural things that we have developed over the past 100 years of being away from the African continent and our unique ethnogenesis are something that is important to acknowledge.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree with that. All right, guys, let me go ahead and try to get to the call. Hey, Frederick, I appreciate you being up, and come back anytime. All right.
All right.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get to the call. Let's try to hear him at the same time. All right. So 951, how's it going? You there?
Hello.
Hey, I do apologize for that long wait. Can I get your name, please, and what did you disagree with?
My name is Michael, and I had to click out of the YouTube because for some reason it wouldn't let me play it in the background. But I guess your topic is leftist policies are better for society.
Yeah,
that would be my.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think like leftist policies are better for society. Why would you? When I talk about leftist policies, I'm talking about things such as in American apparatus, things such as universal health care, investment into infrastructure for more public transportation, more walkable cities, parental leave up to 6 months or at least 6 to 9 months for newborn for parents to spend time with their newborn children. Things such as that, more investment into nuclear power so we can deal with the climate crisis. Less reliance on fossil fuels, less reliance on war and going into like quagmires in the Middle East or all over the South America. Focusing on rehabilitation.
If I can interject here, I thought pro-nuclear power was not a leftist thing. I thought they were against that.
We're against nuclear weapons, like defensive nuclear weapons. Those things need to be eradicated, because why are we building weapons to make living on Earth impossible? And we're human beings. Why do we even have these things? There's no reason for us to have them.
Well, I mean, when it comes to nuclear weapons, you have to go back to history. I mean, that's the given, but
that is not a given.
But I've always been under the assumption that nuclear power in general was bad, because you had the incidents like the 3 Mile Islands, and then of course the big one was Chernobyl.
Yeah.
I've always just assumed that the left in general have been against any form of nuclear.
So I'm confused.
We're for right. No, we're for nuclear energy in order to deal with the climate crisis. We're for nuclear energy, like, and being regulated, but it being weaponized is the issue. And even what's their name, like Einstein and Oppenheimer, the same thing. They said the exact same thing. They're not for it being weaponized. I mean, Oppenheimer even had issues with it being weaponized because of what it can cause, the massive destruction that it can cause. But I do have a question over on my TikTok.
He had regret of it.
He had regret of it, exactly, because of what it costs. What
did he say?
Gotcha. So Michael, give me a second, because I had a question over on my TikTok. What you were saying, Jay?
Sure.
I'm confused. So is he against?
I'm sorry, what? I don't know if you're talking to somebody else.
I'm talking to somebody else. So give me a second. You're not going to hear anything, but because
okay.
Yeah, happy people on my TikTok, you can't hear them, but they can hear you. So give me a second. All right. What you were saying, Michael?
Oh, okay.
So I'm confused. Is he against nuclear power or nuclear weapons?
Okay. So the question that he had, Michael, is that are you against nuclear power or nuclear weapons?
No, I'm not against. I'm actually like, I want that to be more of an availability, for nuclear type energy, because
that's not what I asked him.
It's just because of the whole history of our country and various.
We heard all of this shit. We heard them.
Where it has.
Mike,
that's not what I asked
people.
Right. So Michael, hold on. So the question is, I'll say it like this. So you're for nuclear power, right? Using nuclear power, you're for that.
Yeah, of course.
Now,
I want it to be a little bit more, widespread.
I got you.
More looked into.
I got you. Nuclear weapons, though, the weaponization of nuclear power. are you for or against that? Or you think it should be an option in place? And if you do think it should be an option in place, I think the next question he'll ask is why.
Yep, got him. You fucking demon, barbaric ass demon.
Did you hear me, Mike? Is he going through a tunnel?
It's what a coincidence. He goes disappear on that.
There he is. He's back.
There we go. Okay, yeah, I had you to my. I'm in my car right now, but I had you to the speaker system. I'm not. I don't think anybody in their right minds is going to be for nuclear weapons. Nobody wants that.
I'm asking him.
Me too.
I'm not asking you the right mind.
I'm not. Stop
it as it is.
I'm not against it. Where we stand now today, they exist. Okay, we can't do anything about it. We've tried in the past to de-escalate and either get rid of some of them or whatever. But the fact of the matter is that they're there.
Volcy.
No one is for it. No one wants it to happen. It is what do they call mutual assured
discretion. Yeah, I got you. Okay,
and that's where we stand. I mean, we could be against it, but there's nothing really we can say
about it. Okay, so Mike,
that's not what I asked him, man.
So Mike, like the question really is like, are you for the weaponization of nuclear weapons? Now, you said that you're not for or against it. You're agnostic towards it. It's just there. So, boom,
and then,
right?
And then on the same breath, Volcy, he said, no one in their right mind will be for it. And then turn around and say, he's not against it. He's not for it. So which one is it? It's very much contradicting. He's very much for it. And I wish he'd stand on business and say that he is. Instead of saying what everyone else is doing, I'm talking about him personally. You see how he won't answer that question when we talk about him personally?
Yeah. So, all right. So this is the thing that someone on my TikTok brought up, Jay, because they're not talking about everybody else. They're talking about you. And you're saying that you're not for or against it. And it sounds contradictory. So, but I'm trying to understand your position, right? You're saying that it's not really that you're going to go out in the street and protest for nuclear weapons or against it. Is that they exist as a thing, and we just gotta have to deal with it, and we can't really do anything about it. I disagree with that premise, though, Mike. I think we can do something about it if we pressure our governments around the world, because we outnumber them, bro. There's 300 million of us, and there's like 400 representatives. We outnumber them. Yeah, I mean, so we can tell them that this is not what we want. The people around the world can tell the politician that this is not what we want. We want y'all to use this power in order to improve our lives, in order to make, unlimited energy so we can spend our lives doing something else instead of working, 8 hours a day just for us to pay our electric bill. Now we can work 6 hours a day, or because we have unlimited energy, we can even use that energy in order to make more food abundance, and therefore we can feed the world. Now, I mean, that's what we want from nuclear power, not what they're doing with weaponization. And I think that if we pressure our government in order to do that, we can succeed. Are you saying that we can't because they'll glass us, or?
I just I mean, and this is my opinion. Mm-hmm. I know your TikTok followers will probably disagree or whatever, but everything, the whole conglomerate of, what we, protesting in general. Yes, you have the right to do that. Mm-hmm. Okay. You have the right to protest. You have the right to say and voice your opinion and what you believe and what you stand for. But how it is in our government nowadays is that everything is sort of bought and paid for already.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh! What the fuck that has to do with what we're talking about?
They're already bought into. They meet in secret. They talk about these things in general, and it's always come up to the decision of what's going to happen. In the next 4 years, the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, what have you. So I'm saying you can talk about it all you want, and you could protest it, but the other issue is that these people who are in charge that you are protesting to, hey, listen to me, I have something to say, they hear you, but at the same time, they don't listen and they don't care.
Because they're in the pockets of the like the fossil fuel industry. They're in their pockets, right? Yeah.
Not necessarily just that. It goes a little bit further than that. I mean, I believe that there is a deep state. I mean, we've heard of Skull and Bones. We've heard of
So Mike,
Bilderberg groups and things like that.
So Mike,
so that's what I'm saying is there is a conglomerate there.
Mike, I got you. Mike,
presidents are chosen.
Mike, I got you. I get it. I understand all that, right? What I'm saying is that
deviating from the issue.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that I think as people, as citizens, we still have more power over them because these same groups didn't want people who look like me to have equal rights just 40 years ago, right? But through social pressure, we were able to get them to relent. Now they did switch up how their systemic racism. They did just switch it up because what they were doing was not popular anymore. So they did switch it up, but that does show to the power of social pressure. And the thing is, like, if we all just stop paying taxes tomorrow, what are they gonna do? Yeah, I mean, they won't be able to move. You know what I mean? So I get where you're coming from, right? But, and not to sound offensive, but it sounds a little defeatist. Like we can't do anything because the elites have a conglomerate. We still outnumber.
No, I'm not saying we can't do anything about it. It's
my God. That's
just the system that we buy into of, voting every 4 years and stuff like that. I live in California.
Mm-hmm. Oh my!
And I know for a fact,
no one gives you're adding shit to it that nobody asked you.
Where I stand right now, I'm kind of mixed on where I stand politically. Mm-hmm. Okay, I used to be conservative.
God.
I voted for Trump twice.
I know.
After seeing what Trump has done in his administration, I'm not for him anymore. I'm not.
Now you're not for him.
Regretting my vote, and I can't. I'll deal with it.
Can you hang on for a second, Mike? Can you hang on? Mike, let me ask you a question. Actually,
sure.
Do you have a TikTok account?
No, I don't have TikTok. I refuse to have
all of a sudden they don't have TikTok.
I refuse to have TikTok because it's a TikTok rot brain. It's TikTok rot.
Okay, pause me real quick.
Then how did he get the number then? How did he get the number?
I think he's watching me through. Hold on, Mike. Because someone on my TikTok. I think he got the number because he's probably watching me over on YouTube. Are you watching me over on YouTube?
I'm on YouTube. Yeah, I'm watching you on YouTube.
He's watching me over on YouTube. That's how he got the number. All right. So So when it comes to that, let me ask you a question, Mike. You said you voted for Trump twice. Did you vote for him the first time and the second time, or the second time and the third time?
I remember 2016, and then with
2020,
Biden, one with Biden, and then Biden won, and then
you just didn't vote after that.
So I guess three times. Yeah.
Oh, you voted for him 3 times. Okay. See, the thing is, what I'm saying is, like, I understand what you're saying right now that you see everything that he's doing, you're not for him anymore. But the thing is, he always told us who he was, bro. So it's like, when someone tells you who you are, believe them. That's something that Maya Angelou, a black woman, said, which is why over here in the black community, we always say, listen to the black women, y'all, because they know what they're talking about. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. So, like, at the end of the day, Mike, everything that he's doing right now is something that Trump always said that he would do. So there are going to be people who are not going to rock with you now, definitely, because you voted for him 3 times, and he always said that he was going to do what these things are. I'm not sure if you were blinded by it or what. Give me a second, Mike. Someone else
cut the bullshit.
Go ahead.
Let's really cut through the bullshit. I'm sick and tired. I'm cut through the bullshit. The man voted for that man because of hold up white supremacy and whiteness. We need to stop pretending as though that these people are fucking normal. These people are very much voting or having uphold these ideas. It's because what they hold. They're very much narcissistic, psychopathic, sociopathic. These are very much severe personality disorders. That's because they're walking around normal as fuck, but they're not normal in the inside. They're very much fucked up in the inside, just like him. So the reason why he voted for the man because he sees himself in Donald Trump. And secondly, the shit that he said to us had nothing to do with nuclear weapons. You notice that he was for nuclear weapons is because he's okay with harming other people in society. Like I have a huge gift of discernment, and I can read through the bullshit when they make these claims and comments and stuff like that. He's very much for nuclear weapons. He's very much for unaliving other people. That's why he was okay with Donald Trump being in office, because he knows that Donald Trump is going to unalive, harm the people that he does not like. Let's keep it fucking 100.
We do just got to keep it 100 for real. Let me do this, man, because I have a way to invite people over here. Let me do this. Give me 1 second, all right? Because I have another way to do this. I have another way to do this where you are going to be able to talk to each other. That's definitely something that I need to and I want to do. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and copy this link. And I'm going to have people join in there. I'm sorry, Jay, give me a second. All right, who we have joining? Who was that? Oh, that's K. Okay, K came back. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and put in another join link. Give me 1 second, K. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and put in another join link so y'all can join there. If you are on my TikTok, if you're over on YouTube, you'll be able to join on a certain link. Let me find that join link in a second.
No, I'm like affordable. That would be Christians that cherry pick the Bible about stuff they don't like.
Oh, and invite Affordable up. Affordable,
Not
go ahead, come on up. Come on. Go ahead, come on up, Affordable. We can go ahead and talk about that. Okay, awesome. Affordable, how's it going? Are you at least 18 and you disagreed with what we have on the board?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And I'm assuming the one is why should I believe in God?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So why do you think we should believe in God?
I'm going to post it right here.
Do what?
I'm going to post it right there. Debunking atheism. You got to watch that link.
I'm not going to watch any link. I'm going to ask you.
I'm just saying, do it in your own time.
Hey, affordable. Hold on. Affordable. I'm gonna need you to actually engage in a conversation. So you think that we should
get the fuck down? Simple.
Exactly.
Shut up, you bitch.
It's that simple.
Okay. Your mama's a bitch.
Oh no, he didn't. Bye.
Yeah, of course he did.
Bye, bitch. I'm gonna show you a nigga, bitch. I'm gonna show you one.
Oh man, always. All right, Jay, appreciate you. All right, guys, let's go ahead and keep on liking the live and keep on sharing it. I do have a join link now.
Hold on, I can't see you again in the background. I don't know why this keeps. I'm gonna clock out and then come right back.
All right, no problem. All right, y'all. So the link to join is in the is pinned to the top. You guys can go ahead and click that link, and you can definitely join in. In fact, I have a tiny URL that will shorten that. All right, y'all. So go ahead and tap that screen. Hey, affordable. I'm not gonna watch or read any links, bro. You need to actually show the evidence. All right, like I'm not doing that. You need to actually show the evidence. Don't come up here talking about just read this link. That's stupid. I'm not doing that. Okay, here we go. We do have someone on screen now. Let me go ahead and have them join. 1 second. All right. They're gone. All right. Well, that person's gone now. I'm not sure what happened. So that person's gone now. But anyway, you guys can go ahead and come on up if you would like to talk about what I have on the board. Affordable. I'm going to ask you to stop spamming, please, because you didn't want to come up and have a discussion. You wanted me to go ahead and read a link. So, and I'm not doing that. I'm not just reading links.
All right, let's go.
All right, cool. Why do you think I should believe in a God? What evidence do you think that there is?
Reality has an identity.
That doesn't make any sense.
For
what does that mean?
reality to exist at all, it has to have an identity.
What does that mean?
Okay, so that at which something exists. So when you say the word reality, you're naming an identity. You're naming something. Anything in the room. Okay, so when I look at a building, I know that a building was intelligently designed. That's unmistakable. Okay, so when I look out over creation, I know just based on common sense, just like the building, it was intelligently designed. The fine-tuning of the universe, intelligently designed. The order of the universe, intelligently designed.
Okay, so there are several problems there, right? Because when you say that the universe is intelligently designed, you're just simply claiming that and not showing that it is. Like, for example, your first example with the building. When it comes to the building, we know beforehand that they're designed because you're not going to go into a forest and see a full-fledged building, right? So you can compare things that are designed to things that are not. The example I love to give is a silk rose. When it comes to a silk rose, we know that a silk rose and a natural rose are different because they have different cells, they smell different, they feel different. You can look into it microscopically to see that this one is made out of silk and this one is actually made out of plant cells, stuff like that. We can't do that with the universe. This is the only thing that we have to explore. So how do we actually show that this one is designed and another one isn't? What did you actually compare it to? Because when you're within it, you're not going to be able to tell if it's a design or not because you're not comparing it to anything else. So what did you do in order to make that determination?
I look at a building, I know it was intelligently designed. When I look at creation, I know it. When I look at a human being, it was intelligently designed. This wasn't slapped together.
Right, but what I'm asking you is that how did you make that determination?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. No, I got rid of him because he said the N-word earlier. I forgot, bitch.
Oh, he did. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're gone.
She booted me again.
No, if you said the N-word, you're gone. If you said the N-word, you're gone. No, we're not doing that. If you said the N-word, you're gone.
He called Jay the N-word.
Yeah, you're gone. Yeah, if you said the N-word, you're gone. That's it.
Never said the N-word. Never once.
You didn't? You sure?
Never once. Never once.
You sure? Because I think I swore I heard you say
it. Whatever, lady. We're talking. Now let's move on.
Whatever, lady. Okay, yeah. All right. So, beloved, how's it going, beloved? Beloved, I think you were here last time, but we didn't get to talk. Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I had on the board?
Yes, I'm 18, and I'm definitely disagree. Give me 1 second here, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. Let me know what you disagree with once you come back.
Yep. So yeah, I'm 18, and can you hear me good?
I can hear you go.
Yeah, I'm actually 40, but greetings, everybody.
How's it going? What did you disagree with, bro?
Yeah, so I agree with the point made that there's intelligence in what we see even in creation. If you look at the molecular level of anything, if it's a tree, there's a system in place that we could analyze that would tell you there's intelligence behind the design, right? So, for example, nature in itself, how the sun, it's just the perfect areas whenever we need it to replenish plants and give it what it needs, and it without burning us down. But if we get too close to it, we might, so there's certain things in place that we could look at in nature.
But you're making it. You're still
like 2 seconds.
You still are making it where you're attributing things to an intelligent designer, and that's just not necessarily true.
So what I'm saying is that even if you look at nature itself, like, so we have birds that eat the seeds, then defecate the seeds, then the seed lands on a piece of ground, and then over time it turns into, we could see its premature state to the fully grown state. We could actually cut that tree and look at the rings on the tree to guesstimate its approximate age, right? And tell how long it's existed, right? And that tree eventually decays and drops and falls and goes back to dirt, just like you and I. So there's a system in place. And anytime there's a system in place, any level of, reasoning would point you towards some sense and sort of design because it's not all accidental.
That does not dictate a designer.
Yeah,
there's no evidence for that.
Yeah, that doesn't follow. Hold on, beloved, hold on. Here there are several issues here. Just like I was telling to the last person, you're assuming design by things that are already designed, but those things that are already designed are comparable to each other. You haven't compared the universe to anything else because this is the only universe that we have, right? So anytime you say that, when you look at, for example, when you look at the Earth being in the Goldilocks zone, we've already found several planets in our galaxy that are in the Goldilocks zone. So Earth is not unique in that, right? But the second thing that I would say is that once again, from the first thing, is that the example that I always give is a silk rose. We know a silk rose from a natural rose because of the materials that it's made out of. When it comes to the universe and the materials that it's made out of, how did you determine that those materials are unnatural, that they're designed from something else, and are not natural processes that you simply don't understand yet? How did you make that determination? What did you compare the universe to? Because this is the only one that we have to explore. What did you compare this universe to?
That's a great question. So I think when you say things like design, you can't use the word design without using the word designer. It's like saying creation and then negating the word creator, right? Which they actually go hand in hand. It's like saying egg without saying hen, right? So the point here that I'm making, when you bring up universe is actually the opposing view of the idea of creation. So you can't raise that argument against a person like myself who actually advocates that there is creation and not this theory of evolution that implies that there's a expanding universe that is infinite, that you and I can't even start to compute certain things in terms of how fast it's shooting across space. So, beloved, all that other stuff.
Beloved, still, several problems, right? Because you can't say created without invoking some sort of deliberate creator, right? Because that's what you're doing. You're invoking some sort of deliberate creator, but clouds create rain. Hold on. Clouds create rain. Hold on. Clouds create rain, right? So you can say that the cloud is the creator of rain, but are clouds like deliberate agents? Or do they know what they're doing? Do they have consciousness? Do they have will? They don't, right? Clouds are just big, huge collections of water. That's all it is. It doesn't have something deliberate part of it, right? So you can actually say something. You can actually say something is a creator without invoking that it has a will or agency, just like clouds. But the second thing that I would say is that you're preloading the supposition. You're supposing that the universe is designed. You're supposing that the universe is created from a deliberate agent, but you haven't shown why that's the case yet. You're simply saying that it is. How do we know that it is? What did you do? What evidence do we have?
You said clouds are an example of something that's non-created when clouds are in fact created by water vapor.
They're not though.
And pretty much liquid water droplets.
All right, can you pause me real quick? Hold on, can you pause me real quick? Beloved, you did not understand what I said. I literally said that clouds, you can say that clouds are the creator of rain, but clouds are not deliberate agents. They don't think, they don't feel, they don't have a will. So you can call something a creator without invoking a will. That's what I said.
Yeah, again,
but he's also trying to claim that the clouds themselves that create the rain were created. And so I would like some credible evidence for that. I want you to show me.
Right. So you're talking about the right. So
God created it.
So, but beloved, I get the water cycle, right? The water cycle creates clouds. I get that, but you will have to show that the water cycle is done by a deliberate agent and not physics.
So prove that. I want intangible evidence.
Yeah. So all right. So the first part of what he just mentioned is that clouds in itself takes certain elements to form the clouds, right? I mean, bringing up like clouds almost as being a sentient being in terms of saying, in order for something to create, it has to have some type of like personality behind it is probably where I might lose you in this conversation. But for me, when we talk about clouds, and you could agree there's a system in place, that system is what shows you there's some type of intelligence behind it, whether it's looking at things like
I'm like, prove there's some type of intelligence behind it, and not just evolved that way.
So the particles that involves to create the clouds, which are all things that were created in the concept of creation, right? Are what we look at in order to say, man, like H2O or carbon monoxide, whatever, all these elements that we could look at and that we could test, measure physically, and see. In some cases, air we might not be able to see, but we could still have instruments to test that there is, in fact, a physical attribute to something that we can't see. These are all things that, if you were to look at it, you take something and it creates something else, and it's still part of.
Well, I'm like, how does that dictate a creator, though? You're not demonstrating that at all. You're not giving any critical evidence to say that those things denote a creator. You're not demonstrating that.
No, so if you want evidence of a creator, is that you're asking for something that's metaphysical, which you can't prove physically, is beyond the physical and requiring physical evidence for it. So there is a fallacy.
Well, yeah,
right. So do you not see the issue there?
You can't prove it physically because it doesn't exist. That's why you can't.
Right. So beloved, hold on, beloved. Okay. Do you not see the problem that you're saying there? You're saying that something outside of the physical created the physical, but we're not going to be able to detect it or prove it. So why should we believe that? Right. So I can simply say the same thing. I can simply say that that the universe was created by a pink dragon, right? And you can say no, it was created by. Well, actually, I'm not sure about your religious belief. Do you have any type of religious belief at all?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you keep Christian universe, yeah, 100%. She's right. So when you keep saying
right, so you're a Christian. All right, cool. So I can. So right, I can simply say
you knew he was a Christian, Volcy.
Yeah, yeah, right. But so, beloved,
you were giving the benefit of the doubt, but you knew
I was giving the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. So here's, beloved, hold on, beloved. This is what I'm saying, right? I can simply say the same thing for yours. You can say that, okay, the physical was created by something metaphysical, but we can't detect it because there's no way to go ahead and detect something non-physical, right? So that calls into the question of why should we believe this is the case? But the second thing that I would say is that I can do the same thing for the metaphysical. I can say that there's a super metaphysical, and the super metaphysical create the physical, right? And in that super metaphysical, there's Olodumare, the bald black god of all of the cosmos that created Yahweh, and Yahweh is a spoiled child that then created our universe. Do you see how these are just claims that we can't make, that we can't prove at all?
For real,
that would make sense. But do you see how these are just claims that we can't prove for real?
So host Volcy, this is so in this conversation, the first thing for me is distinguishing the two schools of thought here, right? So one is the one that you're assessing, that there's a universe, so on and so forth, right? On my end, there is a saint, a god or a creator that is the master architecture of all these things that we see and can't see, right? The seen and the unseen, right? The physical and even the non-physical. And in the conversation about bringing forth evidence, which evidence is something physical, tangible, and then you bring up God in a conversation and say, well, show me evidence, right? Is that it shows you not understanding the type of God that I believe in, because the God that I believe in,
the same God at one point, beloved. So you're making the assumption that we do not understand.
No, hear me out. So once we understand the type of God, because there's the God, the mythological gods, there's the God of the Bible that's represented in most texts with the uppercase G, separate from the lowercase g gods that could be idols in the belief in the Hebrew or Christianity, you want to say. Now, I'll land with this, host. Sorry for being so long-winded, right? Once we define the word God, in this case, the uppercase G God, then that question is answered with some of the attributes that we see God is defined by. You could call it, in your belief system, a pink furry with unicorn or whatever the case is, right? And that does not define God, the uppercase G God, right? You know what I'm saying? Because the uppercase G God is omnipresent, right? Omniscient and Was it omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent?
Omnipotent. Yeah. Here's
omnipotent. We understand, beloved.
So those three attributes. I'll end with this. Those three attributes defines God as a spirit. It's always there, it's forever living, forever knowing, all knowing, right? Those attributes of God and how God is defined, not how I define God, but how the God of the Bible is defined, tells you that a spirit is not something that is physical. It operates beyond the physical realm.
Beloved, I understand everything that you're saying because we used to be Christian, right? So I get everything that you're saying.
We used to be Christian. Not only that, but do you want to tell him what your occupation was, what you went to school for?
Yeah, I was gonna go to seminary school myself. I'm a pastor's kid. So like everything that you're saying is something that I get, right? But what I'm saying is that it doesn't actually address what my point was. You cannot prove this to be true.
And that is the ultimate point. So if you cannot prove it to be true, and you even admitted that you cannot prove it to be true because you said it exists beyond the physical. Well, I'm like, well, you need evidence. If there's no evidence for anything that even exists beyond
what is proof, guys?
Then there is no reason to believe it.
What is proof?
What is proof? What do you mean? What is proof? Like evidence?
Yeah. So, and what is evidence?
Evidence is something that's demonstrable, something that's testable, something that's demonstratable.
It's testable, something that can be proven. It is tangible, and none of the things that you were saying can be tangible.
Well, God,
any type of way.
God does not fall in the way the word God is defined.
I get that, beloved. We already understand that, beloved. Hold on. Everybody slow down. We understand all of that. That's our point. You're saying you're simply putting God outside the realm of evidence. So why should we believe it?
I'm putting God outside of the physical realm.
Right. So why should we believe it?
So
things that
there's
are physical,
no reason to believe something that you cannot feel, touch, something that cannot be demonstratively proven and intangibly. There is no reason, and things that cannot be proven tangibly. Believing in such things, there's a word for believing in things that cannot be tangibly proven, and that is called delusion. So
yeah, and the second problem is, beloved, is that if we're going off the God of the Bible actually in several stories in the Bible has shown himself, right, or has shown off his power. So now that video cameras exist, I just don't feel like it anymore. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
we're supposed to believe.
Can you pull up
without any credible?
Pull up like the aspects of like metaphysics, so you guys.
I don't care about metaphysics, bro. There's not a philosophy course. I know what metaphysics is. We're talking about how do we actually prove this to be true. And if you're saying that, this is a physical thing, we can't prove it to be true, but then we have biblical stories of several miracles happening, niggas walking on water and shit. And all of a sudden, when we have video cameras,
Jesus had to prove what he was saying.
What he was saying, exactly.
He had to demonstrate.
You have to demonstrate.
He had to demonstrate in the Bible. Even when Moses went to Egypt in the Bible, Moses had to demonstrate the power of his God to the Pharaoh. So God gave him the power of God, a little bit of it in his staff, so he could demonstrate the power of his Father. Right? There have been several times. Hell, even the angel that came to Mary to tell her that she was pregnant with Jesus, there have been several times within the Bible that God or even messengers of God have gone down to earth to deliver messages and to give intangible proof of their existence. That has happened several times, even in your book.
All right, so you guys, I think the mistake I personally think is being done here is that when you guys hear of the word evidence and request evidence, you think evidence is also only limited to something physical, right? And not necessarily like maybe that's
what it is.
Hold on one second. So you believe that to prove that something has taken place, there has to be evidence that it took place. But there's the byproduct of what took place that is evidence of what created that byproduct. So, for example, nature is evidence, or creation is evidence.
Accept that.
This is just hold on. Creation is evidence of a
creation
creator.
is not evidence. That's a claim.
Let me land. So if I saw dog doo-doo somewhere in my grass, God forbid, I didn't have to see the dog defecate on my grass to
we
believe
also
that
know dogs
exists.
exist.
So pause. I'm saying to you. So the dog of the you could look at the defecation of the what came out of the dog and say there's a dog in this area, right? Without having to see the physical dog itself. So again,
We know
the testimony
that dogs exist, beloved.
So evidence is defined as also information, right? Object or testimony, right? So
no, we do not accept
things,
testimony over here. No, we I can make a testimony.
Everybody pause. So you have a very, very bad analogy, beloved, because of what Kay has been saying. We know dogs exist, right? We can prove a dog exists. If we see a dog poop on the floor, humanity has spent over 100,000 years next to canines. We know they exist. Right, so if there's dog poop, we have to go ahead and prove. Therefore, that's prove a dog was around because we all know what dogs are. That's number one. Number two is the reason why this analogy doesn't match up is because you're saying something that's outside of space and time that we can never physically prove to exist. But since we're here, that proves something outside of space and time physically exists.
And that's ridiculous. And that is not relevant. That is a fallacy. That is a very real life fallacy. And that's the thing about Christians and people who are religious. Y'all rely on fallacies and faith to justify you believing in something that you cannot tangibly prove. There is no, I'm like, dogs tangibly exist. I can go outside right now, turn on my camera and show a dog somewhere. I can prove that exists. So with us seeing dog poo-poo, and I'm like saying, I'm like a dog poo-poo here. It is because we have, for like Volcy said, for the past how many years, thousands of years, we have, humans and canines have lived amongst each other. There is no evidence like that for your God. None. You're using creation and the existence of nature as evidence for your God. Nature exists independently of your God. Nature is not evidence for your God. Because if that is the case, then there's also evidence for every other religion out there.
Can I get us to something?
Yeah, you are, because we got to move on from Beloved in a second. Beloved, you're not dropped. You're still up here. And actually, give me a second.
You're not dropped.
He's not dropped yet. He's still up here. Hey, Catholic, give me 1 second, Catholic. Give me 1 second, Catholic. I have someone over on the Video Ninja. Michael, are you there? I'm not sure if you guys can see the little M on the top left, right?
I can, yeah.
Okay, cool. Michael, are you there?
Ask him, can he hear me? KK.
Michael, can you hear us? I don't think he can hear us. Michael, you may have to go out and come back.
Yeah.
All right, Michael. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you and come back. All right.
Okay.
All right. So my Michael's gonna drop and come back. All right. So Beloved, you're still there. Are you there, Beloved? I'm gonna invite you to unmute.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I see it. Thank you.
All right. Cool. Great. All right.
But
cool.
still, my sense is that there are things that are abstract. There are abstract concepts that cannot be proven by science alone, because we could go even into the theory, the concept that certain things are just theories, and these theories are not always things that are provable. You know what I mean? It's just a concept, and a concept.
Scientific theories don't work that way, though.
So I'm using
science or fact.
Everything I've used in this conversation, whether you guys might agree to these terms or not, are words that have existed for centuries. You know what I'm saying? Before I was even born, right? Whether it's God, the word and what it means and its attributes, whether it's the word metaphysics and the study itself that deals with these abstract concepts, right? So, we could say what we think and maybe even come up with words that we could essentially get added to our vocabulary that could deal with like words like atheist and.
All right, so hold on. We're gonna have to need to land here soon, Beloved. Beloved, here's the thing. When it comes to scientific theories, right? Scientific theories explain facts. All right, so they're based off of factual things that that we see. So like scientific theories are not just guesses or anything like that. Like for example, germ theory, right? The theory of germs. Germs physically exist, we know that, but it's still called germ theory because it's explaining what germs do and what they are. Same thing with gravity. Gravity exists factually, but the theory of gravity explained what it does and what and how it works. That's what theories are. You get that part, right?
Theories in science are not theories like in the typical
in colloquial
sense,
language.
outside of science. Colloquial language.
But I mean, like,
science.
so I think part of it, and I'll land 20 seconds, is that if you look at the idea of theory to me will be also kind of like what we have and what we say faith. It's something of you believing.
That's wrong, bro. That's wrong. We already explained this, beloved. Beloved, we've already explained this. That's wrong. When it comes to science, that's not what it is.
The theory of evolution, for example, I'm giving you my belief. That's your, but science itself to me is a belief. The theory of evolution.
It's not.
It's not a belief.
Beloved.
Be tangibly
if you believe it came from apes,
hold on, beloved. Slow down. You saying that theory, that science is a belief, right? Now let me ask you a question. Are you speaking to me right now, or do you believe you're speaking to me right now?
I don't believe I came from an ape, but you might believe
that's not my question. That's not my question. Answer my question. Hold on.
Answer the question,
I need
beloved.
I need you to answer the question, beloved. Are you speaking to me right now?
I'm speaking to you. I know I'm speaking to you.
How exactly? And you know you're speaking to me. How are you doing that?
Over this app called
TikTok, right? What does this app use?
It's using IPv4. Maybe for you might have a VPN. Who knows what else?
Right. So all of that is controlled by things like radiometry, trigonometry,
and based on you
satellites. Hold on, beloved. I need you to follow me here.
Yeah.
The reason. Hold on. Wait. Stop, bro. Stop. Bro, chill. Bro, stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah,
the reason why we're able to speak to each other is because of things like radiometry, things like trigonometry, things like engineering. All of these are sciences.
Are scientific theories.
You're taking away from
the fact that humans evolved from apes is a fact, not a belief.
Beloved. The way, beloved, hold on, listen.
Come on,
hold on, bro.
You don't even know,
bro, beloved, you need to chill. Just relax for a second. The way that we're speaking to each other right now is through satellites. Satellites use GPS. You know what GPS uses? GPS uses relativity. Do you know what we call relativity? The theory of relativity. So are you saying that hold on. So are you saying that the entire paradigm of E equals MC squared is a belief and not correct? Is that what you're saying?
To you is
no, beloved, answer that question. Is relativity correct or not?
Again, you said internet is by satellite. If he doesn't even know that internet is actually.
Internet uses satellites. It uses fiber optic cables. It uses and uses satellites for us to speak. We wouldn't be able to speak to each other if our signals weren't bouncing off a satellite. We wouldn't be able to speak to each other if that wasn't the case. Otherwise, there'll be delays because it's on a radio. But we're not having delays. Why? Because we're communicating with each other in light speed. The information is tied to a beam of light. The information is tied to a beam of light, is sent to a satellite, and it comes back to Earth. We're speaking through light speed right now, and that uses GPS, which is the theory of relativity. Are you saying that relativity is incorrect? That's all I'm asking.
And answer it directly.
I mean, he wants to be a Google scholar, and he doesn't want to Google that.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and move on. Yeah. So it's gonna be Catholic turns next.
Typical Christian.
Yeah. It's gonna be Catholic's turns next. But before you say anything Catholic, I just want to make sure Michael can hear me. Michael, can you hear me? Michael. Let me add him.
Mike, can you hear us?
Hey, Michael, can you hear us?
Michael.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to Catholic. Catholic, how's it going? You're probably gonna be my last guest of the night. From your name that says Catholic, I'm assuming that you want to talk about number 2. Why do you think I should believe in a God?
or because I say that there is more. I'm sorry, my English is not good, but I believe that you should more appreciation to a creator than rather not. If life is worth living more than death, then I think you should believe in a creator that created the heaven and the earth.
Why do I need to believe in a creator to know that life is worth living? My life is worth living because I have a wife that loves me. We plan to have children. We're going to move into a house soon. I have a family that loves me as well. I love my 2 older sisters. I love my nephew. I love my little sister who was adopted.
You have great
I like
friends
to go
like
to
me.
yeah, exactly. And not only that, I'm a black, beautiful, bald man. You know what I'm saying? You see all this chocolatey skin. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's
Volcy, you better stop.
So
I'm going to tell your wife on you.
Yeah, I know. So because of all these things, Catholic, these are all things that are worth living, right? So like, why do I need a God to believe?
Did I just say that? By the way, what I'm saying is right. If a creator exists that gave you life, then I think it needs appreciation back.
My
But you
prayer
believe
didn't give me life. My mother did.
Where did your mother come from?
My mother came from her mother.
Okay. First, I was here when you were talking about the internal universe. So that was the argument I wanted to come here to actually disprove that. And then another thing was science. It's science stuff. I wanted to make the 2 arguments clear. Science is different from a scientific opinion, right? A scientist's opinion is different from science. So that was why I was here.
Yeah, so Catholic, I understand that a scientist's opinion is different from the science. Like the person who discovered DNA, his opinion is that black people are less intelligent, but that has nothing to do with the science, right? So we get that, right? Since a scientist's opinion is different from the actual science. But when we talk about scientific theory, they explain phenomena of the universe. They're basically explaining facts, and they give us factual information. So like that has nothing to do with people's opinions.
So scientific theories are not the same as theories that the word theory as we use in our common lexicon. Like theory in our is not factual; it is an idea, right? Versus scientific theory, the theory explains the fact.
Great. So I like as you guys know a lot of times. No, do you know according to scientific fact, the universe began to exist?
No. That's not a scientific fact.
That's not scientific fact at all.
Do you actually know what you want to argue? Because we'll go into quantum physics. You tell me where the particles that pulls dark energy and dark matter comes from, because that is what makes about 95% of. Oh my God! But you don't know that.
No one knows. No one knows where dark energy comes from. We don't know.
People actually know it's made up of particles that began to exist from the cause of expansion of the universe.
What
right?
dark?
So that means the universe began.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. You solved what dark matter is. Then what is it? Why is it called dark matter, not something else?
Because it's not visible, but it controls 95% of the universe.
Wait, what?
It's not visible. It's called dark matter not because it is something hidden that people don't know. It is called dark matter because it is not visible, but it controls the universe.
But we don't even know what it is. We don't know what it is.
Who told you that they don't know?
Like that's the scientific consensus. We're not sure what dark matter even is.
You are not sure. That doesn't mean you don't know what it is. You are not sure how it works.
Hold on. I literally just looked this up. You want me to find what I looked up, and this comes from a physicist.
Yeah.
Dark matter is an invisible, unknown substance.
How do you know something?
Hold on. Listen. It's an invisible, unknown substance. The reason why we know of it is because it has effects on our universe. We see its effects. But that doesn't mean we know what it is. We see its effects.
Volcy, can you put it on? Would you just sit on the background if that possible?
Yeah,
okay.
We'll do right here. Dark matter is an invisible, unknown substance. We have no idea what it is. You know what I'm saying? And here's more. There's the. We can go to the Wikipedia of it. We can go to the NASA. Matter of fact, let's go to NASA. If you don't like the AI overview, let's go to the NASA and see what they say. Okay, cool. There it is. Dark matter is an invisible glue that holds the universe together. This mysterious material is all around us, making us almost all matter of the universe. What exactly is dark matter? That's a question scientists have been going for almost 100 years. They don't know what it is, bro.
Q, now listen to how you try to. You don't know something, but you know that it's controlling you. That is, if you answer this, you actually know what I was saying. How do you not know something, but you know that it's controlling you?
What? That's not what they said.
Yeah.
What?
We see
Yeah,
it's
that is what I was saying.
Catholic. I'm gonna need you to slow down. That's not what I just read, bro. Like, what are y'all doing? It's like you read something, but you're not actually listening. You're just waiting to respond. That's not what I said. I literally just read the what exactly is dark
And you
matter
read it from NASA.
from NASA. That says that's a question scientists have been trying to solve for almost 100 years, which means that they don't know what dark matter actually is. They just see its effects on our universe, but they don't know what it is. Like, what are we doing here, bro?
And you said that you did that. You didn't know.
So it's cool.
So let me
It's
just
cool.
say
Is
this,
it part of
Catholic. If you know what dark matter is, and you have found out what dark matter is, despite the fact that NASA has no idea, then I think that you should go and tell NASA your discovery, and then we should receive you with an NAACP award very soon.
Yeah, you get a Nobel Prize very soon.
You will get a Nobel Prize. We
First,
should get a Nobel Prize very soon.
Yeah. Oh, you said it's a scientific fact that the universe is internal. You just said that.
I didn't say that.
He did not say that.
I said that the universe is not internal. It began to exist. You said no.
I said that's not a fact. We actually don't know yet. Because remember, from our current presentation of the universe came from a hot dense state. That hot dense state is obviously that hot dense state is obviously part of the universe. So we don't know what started that, or if that even started. We don't know. That's what I said.
What's cosmology?
What is cosmology? The study of the universe?
Yeah. All right. So according to cosmology, did the universe begin to exist? It's just a question that I'm asking.
From the hot dense state, yeah.
Because they cannot be
current presentation.
They cannot be
our current
dense,
Catholic. I'm answering your question, but when I answer, you interrupt. That tells me that you're not actually here to listen or have a conversation. You're here to preach. Are you actually gonna listen to my answer? According to cosmology, yeah, the universe, our current presentation of the universe began from a hot dense state. Yes, but that hot dense state, did that begin to exist, or where did that come from? That's an answer that we don't know.
Right. So is it error?
I'm like, Volcy, do you want me to get Yandy out of here?
Is there an error?
No, yeah. Yandy can go ahead and keep on talking. I'm just gonna go ahead and play with him for a little bit, then we'll get him out of here.
Oh.
But go ahead, Catholic.
So is there an error to impose on who caused that hot dense whatever caused the universe?
What?
Is there an error if to impose a who, meaning someone caused or something caused that hot dense whatever you call it?
That would be an error
that
because
made up the universe to do.
Yeah, that would be an error because you have no way to prove that.
How do you know I have no way to prove it?
Okay, sure. Give me the way to prove it then.
How do you know I have no way to prove it?
Because you haven't.
How do you know I have no way to prove it?
Because you haven't. If
because
you did, you would have
done it yet.
You haven't done it yet. If you did have a way to prove it, you would have gone to the scientists already. And the scientists are not going to take your cosmological Kalam argument. They're not going to take that. They're going to take, we need some actual verifiable data. Do you have some sort of verifiable data, or do you have the argument from contingency?
I have an argument of infinite regress.
Yeah, exactly. We you think the scientists have never heard of the argument of infinite regress before? You have to actually show data.
Yeah,
you actually have to show. You actually have to show some sort of mathematical proof or some sort of a data model that shows that the infinite regress is impossible, and it had to come from a supernatural being outside of space and time. Do you have the type of data?
Well, many of them have actually.
It's a yes or no, bro. It's a yes or no, bro.
It's literally a yes or no.
Yes or no.
Do you have the data to show that the universe is impossible to be infinite regress, and it came from a conscious being from outside of space and time?
Yeah.
The argument is not data. That's not data. You just can't say I have an argument. You have to actually show data. You actually have to verify what you're saying.
Yes, now you're telling me I don't have, bro.
Catholic. You literally said I have the argument from infinite regress. That's what you literally just said. So I'm asking if you have data. I didn't ask you for an argument. I asked you for data.
Actually, I do.
Okay, what is it?
Then what?
No, the data is
Show us
simple.
your data.
It proves that in linear continuity of the universe, something caused something, and even that hot dense state, there is nothing hot.
Catholic. You're simply still just talking. I'm asking you for the actual data. Where can I find it? Where did you print it at?
Oh, sorry.
If you don't give any data, I'm gonna drop you.
Okay.
Just give the data.
I know you guys don't want to have a conversation about
Catholic. I need you to stop complaining, bro.
Two. I'm like,
how am I complaining? She's literally saying, "I'm gonna drop you."
All right, so hold on. Listen. We want to have the conversation, right? But when I say what is the data, you just can't go into spill another argument. Where was your where's your proof? Where was the paper actually printed at? Maybe we won't understand. Hold on, wait, listen. Maybe we won't understand the math or the physics for maybe where we don't understand the math or the physics, right? Maybe you understand the math and the physics that show that there's a being outside of space and time that created the universe, right? Is that what you're saying? You're saying that there's some sort of mathematical proof, some sort of physical data that shows that there's a being outside of space and time that created the universe. You have that and you printed that in a paper. Is that what you did?
The problem is not for me. The problem is what
Catholic. It's a yes or a no. It's a yes or a no.
It's a yes or no question.
No, you didn't do that. Okay. So the question I've been asking, hold on. The question I've been asking for the past 10 minutes, do you have data, is an actual no.
Yeah.
So you don't have it.
I do have it.
You just told me no.
Bro,
okay.
You just said no. So
printed it.
Okay. So you don't. So you. All right. Okay. So Catherine, we're gonna be fair. You didn't print it in a paper, but you actually do have the data.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't expect my evidence.
So what's that mathematical equation? All right. Cool. No. Hold on. Hold on. Catholic. Because this is amazing. You just have some sort of mathematical proof that there's a being that exists outside of space and time, and you were able to mathematically prove that. Hello?
I don't know why you expect my evidence to be in the paper. Why do you want the evidence to be in the paper, bro?
Catholic, do you understand what I'm asking you?
I dropped him.
I don't think he does.
Told him I would.
Yeah, I don't think he does. I don't think he understands what I'm asking.
He ain't got no numbers.
Yeah.
I told you I was gonna drop you if you kept on speaking all that nonsense and not giving any proof like you said you had.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here because I got things to do later. I got a paper to turn in, and I got to do something.
I'm like, you have a paper with does it have mathematical equations on it?
This one's a psychological paper. It's a counseling paper, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn it in.
Psychological. Like, so the study of science. Do you have to provide evidence in your paper, Volcy, or can you just say it?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's a paper about crisis management. Basically, you have to speak to a first responder and see how they respond to a crisis, especially if it's a mental health crisis and stuff like that. Very, very easy.
Exactly, and I'm sure you have to provide evidence such as like links to your sources and stuff. I've been to college. I'm sure you have to provide evidence because I'm sure I'm like your professor wouldn't take a claim that is not backed by evidence.
Sure,
evidence. Yeah.
Sure, wouldn't. Hey, appreciate you resist for the super chat. He says breathe call. Yeah, I had a caller earlier. He just wasn't breathing. Crazy. But yeah, appreciate you for the super chat.
I'm like, well, I hope he breathe it. I'm like, or he will, unalive. That's not good.
That wouldn't be good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, Kay. I definitely appreciate you. Y'all remember to follow Kay, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my last spiel before I get out of here. All right, y'all follow Kay. Appreciate you, Kay. All right, guys. I am going to go ahead and get out of here, but last things that I just need to say. Let me go ahead and put this in the middle of the screen, and I'm going to close out the. We're going to close this out. All right, we're going to close out the guest box. All right, guest box is now closed out, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. And like I always say, I'm promoting this a lot. Starting in around April, starting around April, I'm gonna start doing lives on positive masculinity. I'm gonna start doing lives on learning how to be a man without being a toxic person, without being an asshole, because that's something that we really need. The red pill is finally dying, but we need to replace it with something that's healthier, that shows that you can be a holistic, that shows how to be a human, because being a man is more than just your pocket, more than just your looks, is being human. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and need y'all to join for that. And as I always say, every man should be soft, that's secure, affectionate, wise, flexible, and thoughtful. Every man should be soft. I appreciate